The Whispers in the Attic. Gather round and listen closely. I have a tale to share, a true story that will chill your bones and make you question what lurks in the shadows. This is the story of Laura and the night she encountered the unknown. It was a cool autumn evening in a small town nestled in the hills of Vermont. The leaves had turned brilliant shades of red and gold, and the air carried a crispness that hinted at the coming winter. Laura, a young woman in her mid-20s, had just moved into an old, charming farmhouse on the outskirts of town. The house, with its creaking floorboards and drafty windows, had a history, but Laura, being new to the area, was unaware of its dark past. As the sun set, Laura decided to explore the attic, a place she hadn't yet ventured. She pulled down the creaky ladder and ascended into the dimly lit space, armed only with a flashlight. The attic was cluttered with forgotten relics of the past, dust-covered trunks, old furniture draped in white sheets, and stacks of yellowing newspapers. As she moved deeper into the attic, her flashlight beam fell upon an old wooden chest, its surface marred by scratches and age. Curiosity piqued, Laura knelt and opened the chest. Inside, she found a collection of photographs, letters, and a worn, leather-bound journal. The photographs were black and white, depicting a family that had lived in the house decades ago. The faces in the pictures seemed happy, but there was something unsettling about the eyes, something Laura couldn't quite place. She opened the journal, and as she flipped through the pages, she noticed the handwriting became increasingly erratic. The entries spoke of strange occurrences in the house, whispers in the night, objects moving on their own, and a growing sense of dread. The final entry was a scrawled warning, asterisk, leave this place. It wants you. Star. Chilled to the bone, Laura closed the journal and decided it was time to leave the attic. As she turned to go, she heard a faint, almost imperceptible sound, a whispering voice, just behind her. She spun around, but there was nothing there. Shaking off the unease, she descended the ladder and locked the attic door behind her. That night, Laura struggled to sleep, her mind raced with thoughts of the journal and the ominous warning. The old house seemed to groan and settle around her, and every creak and rustle made her heart race. Around midnight, she was jolted awake by a loud thud from upstairs. Summoning her courage, she grabbed her flashlight and headed toward the noise. The sound had come from the attic. The ladder was still pulled down, and the door was slightly ajar. With trembling hands, Laura climbed the ladder once more. The attic was as she had left it, but the wooden chest was now open, its contents scattered across the floor. And then she saw it, on the far side of the attic, a shadow moved. Her flashlight flickered as she trained it on the shadow. It was a figure, indistinct and hazy, standing just at the edge of the light. The whispering began again, louder this time, a chorus of voices overlapping in a cacophony of terror. Laura felt a cold hand brush against her arm, and she stumbled backward, her flashlight clattering to the floor. In the darkness, the whispers grew to a deafening roar. Laura scrambled for the ladder, her pulse pounding in her ears. She clambered down, slammed the attic door shut, and backed away, her breath coming in ragged gasps. She could still hear the whispers, faint but persistent, seeping through the cracks in the door. Laura didn't sleep that night. As the first light of dawn filtered through the windows, she packed her belongings and fled the house, leaving behind the journal, the photographs, and the whispers. To this day, the old farmhouse stands empty, a silent sentinel to the horrors that once resided within. The townsfolk say that if you listen closely on a quiet night, you can still hear the whispers, carried on the wind, a warning to those who dare to uncover the secrets of the past. And so, the house waits, patient and watchful, for the next curious soul to awaken the darkness within.